Hi guys, we're Sean and Angela Mooney from Houston, Texas, and we're excited about this portion of our ARC application. And we want to share with you today why ARC and what that looks like for us, what it means to us. And really it's an easy answer because it's a part of our story. It's a part of where we've come from and who we are. And it goes, I think, back a few years, 5 or 6 years. We were pastoring a church here in Houston, and just having a conversation with a friend of mine, Pastor Murray Galloway, in Mississippi, and he began to share with me about Grow and Chris Hodges and Highlands Church and the Grow conference that he had attended, and he was selling it so hard. I just didn't know what to think about it, so I asked him to send me whatever you have. Send me something I can look at in an email. So he did, and I couldn't quite make sense of all of it, but we actually took and used a little bit of it, and I didn't quite get the whole concept of it, but it was a stepping stone for sure. And it wasn't until maybe 2 years later that we were sitting in Fort Worth. Our lives had already changed quite a bit, working with another ministry in Fort Worth, and with an older couple in an older church, and we were sitting in a global conference with a group of pastors, and Chris Hodges was the keynote speaker.
That was amazing.
And for 2 hours, he answered questions and spoke on the 4 cups, and he began to lay out things in a way that I've never heard them before. And it impacted us so much that we walked away from that meeting thinking, whatever we have to do, whatever it costs, that's what we want to do. We want to be a part of that. So we decided we're going to go to Grow Conference. The church we were with at that point and the ministry that we were part of really didn't want to have anything to do with it. They were kind of resistant to changes and new ideas.
It was such a new concept. I think that was what it was. It was like night and day to what they were doing at that time. But you and I, it just clicked. It clicked for us.
And so, yeah, we just decided we'll spend our own money if we have to. And we signed up and registered, and within a couple of weeks, someone outside of the church came up to us unsolicited and gave us money and said, we feel like God wants us to give you this gift, and it covered
He gave us the exact amount that we asked the Lord for. The exact
covered
amount.
Plane tickets, hotel rooms, it covered our rental car, food, covered all of our expenses there and back, and we were just so thankful. But that trip to the Grow Conference was really just a monumental moment for our lives and our ministries, and it changed the trajectory of where we were going. And so over the next 6 months, we really began to transition and pray and believe God to put us in a position where we could thrive. And within 6 months, we had moved back to Houston from Fort Worth and began working with a young, vibrant church called Alive Church. And the church was growing, but the church was still pretty small, and they were going to go mobile. They couldn't fit in the small room that they had, and they moved into a local high school here. And I became responsible for things that I had never even thought of in church work before. So after we went to the Grow Conference again, and we attended the ARC conference in Jacksonville and learned what it meant to be a mobile church, and just a lot of new concepts, and we were just in love with this kind of ministry. And excited about where the church was going, excited to be there. At the beginning of 2017, the Lord laid a vision on the church to build a new building, and He laid a vision in my heart during a 21-day fasting and prayer that this was the year to step out and start a church, to plant a church. And so we had the blessing of our pastor, and even though it was kind of an odd time with them building a building, and I don't think it was his perfect idea of when and how to do it, but I believe that we heard from the Lord, and so many things have fallen into place, and really ARC was just a perfect natural fit for us to move toward and to reach toward. So we're thankful to be able to just be a part this far into the process and see what God will do and see if we can work together. So we appreciate you guys, and we love ARC, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.